My name is Thomas Wosch. I'm Professor of Music Therapy at the University of Applied Sciences Würzburg-Schweinfurt in Germany. After Jako's presentation of MTTB of University of Jyväskylä, I will focus now in one perspective of MTTB for clinical assessment. This perspective is based in one profile of Kenneth Bruscher's Improvisation Assessment Profiles IAP. It is the profile of autonomy. This profile was adapted by Tony Vikram as part of a clinical assessment battery for children with communication disorders in UK, and I did further develop this profile for microanalysis. In the slide you can see the 5 levels of the autonomy profile: dependent, follower, partner, leader and resistor. You can also see the 6th level, independent, of our IAP autonomy micro. As an example, I select the definitions of follower and leader in the musical dimension rhythmic ground. These definitions are based on Kenneth Bruscher's IAPs. A follower in rhythmic ground is defined to take the follower role in the improvisation to tend to match the partner's meters and rhythmic changes. This can be either the client or the music therapist. On the opposite, the leader is defined to tend to control and to set meters and subdivisions for both parties and to initiate change. MTTB can image or visualize these roles very detailed and continuously in clinical improvisation. In the next slide you can see one part of a MTTB notation. 2 musical features of the in total 8 features of MTTB can be seen here. I will focus on the upper musical feature, density. The clinical improvisation has a length of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. In the baseline you can see 20-second steps from 0 to 200 seconds. The green line does visualize the process of density of the client and the red line of the therapist. The client starts to play. The therapist joins the improvisation after 10 seconds. In the feature of density, the therapist follows mainly the client. However, in second 80, marked with the orange arrow number 1, the therapist increases density and even more than the client, but the client decreases density immediately and the therapist follows. However, in second 120, arrow number 2, client stops playing. Therapist keeps playing and client starts playing again. Now the client is the follower and the therapist the leader in density. The peak of this role relationship can be seen in second 190, arrow number 3, when the client follows the strong increase of density of the therapist. However, afterwards the client is leader again with a strong decrease of density followed by the therapist. At the end of the day, the role relationship in this about 3 minutes clinical improvisation is assessed in the musical feature density for the client mainly with the leader role and 45 seconds with follower role. If this would be a client with communication disorder, especially in following, first resources could be seen here in this assessment of intermusical role relationship in clinical improvisation. To close, MTTB can assess role relationship and changes in this between client and therapist in clinical improvisation. This is an assessment of musical social behavior. Even small moments of matching, initiating, or other changes and resources of a client can be visualized and assessed. There is a first meter feature of MTTB for synchronicity. However, leader and follower are still assessed by interpretation of MTTB graph guided by the definitions of IAPs, leader and follower. Our perspective is to develop also the meta features for leader and follower in MTTB.